Hour 2 of Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Allen. During this hour, in about a half hour, we're going to spend some time learning about autism from the mother of an autistic child who grew up and is now an aerospace engineer. That'll happen in about 25 minutes from now on Late Night Health. Right now we go to Beverly Hills, where we're going to spend some time with Dr. Carey Strom. Dr. Strom has consistently been voted one of Southern California's top doctors since 2008. He is the founder of the Tower Digestive Health Medical Group and Beverly Hills. He's a Beverly Hills socialite and philanthropist, it says here. So we welcome him to Late Night Health. You are a gastroenterologist, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I am.
So let's talk about eating and food. Is it important what you put into your body as to how healthy you're going to be?
Well, diet's absolutely probably the number one item that we have to deal when we deal with weight issues. Exercise is good, but diet is more important, for sure. Calories, carbohydrates, very important. I think that's why we've had a glut of obesity in this country, because of the poor eating habits that we're trying to break away from. I mean, you see right now in restaurants are putting their calorie counts on items. You can see products you buy, calorie counts. It's very important what you eat. You got to be very mindful of what you put in.
You know, right now, gluten is a big buzzword, okay? We were out to dinner the other night with a couple, and one of the wives is on a gluten-free or almost gluten-free diet. Is gluten bad for all of us? Is that what helps pack on the pounds?
No, gluten is not going to pack on the pounds. I mean, it is the diagnosis du jour in the last year. It's a big industry of making gluten-free products. Now, look, when we talk about gluten, we're talking about celiac. Celiac happens probably 1 to 2% of the Caucasian population, mostly Northern European, Irish, Scottish, British, Northern Europe. Not as usual in minority populations for some reason, mostly white Northern European. So it's 1 to 2% of the white population. A lot of people come in with a lot of aches in the abdomen, the so-called irritable bowel, and we will check them for celiac, and 1 to 2% will be positive. So they've been diagnosed their entire life with an irritable bowel, but they really do have this celiac. However, people that don't have celiac, most people can tolerate gluten just fine. It doesn't pack on pounds. Gluten really is in everything, from food products to toothpaste to gum. So it's very, very prevalent. To be on a gluten-free diet is a very big restrictive diet. Now, the market knows this, and new products are coming out, so you can buy gluten-free, but gluten-free should not just be implemented just because it's cool or it's in the news. I mean, there's no reason for people to be on a gluten-free diet unless there's truly a proven intolerance to gluten.
What about, you mentioned IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, which runs in Eastern Europeans a lot, and my family has it. We're from, Russia, Poland, in that area, and my ancestors and my grandparents. And so IBS, what's the difference between IBS and celiac disease?
Well, IBS is more of a functional means some type of symptoms without a clear cause, as opposed to celiac, which is truly an intolerance to gluten in the diet. There's something called gliadin. Gliadin is a product in gluten that people are basically allergic to. Now, celiac is a real disease. Irritable bowel is real, but it's more of a nuisance, like a migraine headache or low back pain. It's a nuisance, doesn't take years off your life, and it could impair people, but there's no long-term bad side effects of it. In something like celiac, there clearly is. There's an implicating agent that can affect your neurological system, your liver, your pancreas, your malabsorption. There's a higher risk of cancer. colitis. So it is truly more like an immunologic or an autoimmune type of phenomenon as opposed to an irritable bowel, which is more of a functional, spastic, nervous type of bowel.
Is IBS more of a catchphrase to several different things can fit into that description?
Oh, Mark, you're asking a very good question, and a lot of people ask this question. Half of my practice as a gastroenterologist is the irritable bowel, and that is a diagnosis of exclusion. Now, excuse me, in today's world of internet technology, people are all over the internet looking at symptoms, and
right.
Boy, they read those symptoms and they have cancer until proven otherwise. So once you tell somebody that there's nothing bad, they don't have cancer, they don't have anything serious, they tend to chill out a little bit and the bowel symptoms get better. But there are those handful of patients that have truly the irritable bowel, which is a spastic bowel, and for some reason they get worse under stress. Something they eat in their diet may trigger it, but it's more of a nuisance. It's more of a nuisance. It's not a real organic condition. But celiac should be ruled out when somebody comes in with symptoms of the irritable bowel, because they may have been diagnosed with the irritable bowel for many years and they had a underlying celiac, and it's very easy to check. It's a blood test.
Oh, so it's easy.
Very, very easy.
Our guest is Dr. Carey Strom. He's a gastroenterologist practicing in Beverly Hills, California. I wanted to talk about colonoscopies next. I have a friend who is married to a doctor. They were a small town doctor. I mean, they didn't. I don't even believe they had a full hospital in the small town where they went, and he was the only doctor within X number of miles. And she passed away from colon cancer. Colon cancer is increasing, but it doesn't need to, is my understanding.
Right. Colon cancer is certainly a preventable disease. Now, there's very few cancers that you can prevent, but colon cancer is preventable. Look, in the general population, there's probably a 6 to 7% lifetime risk of colon cancer. Pretty substantial. But if you knew you can have a test to prevent it, you'd do it. But a lot of people just don't do it for a myriad of reasons, which I can get into. But having said that, there's probably about 60,000 deaths a year from colon cancer.
Wow.
60,000 deaths of colon cancer a year, and probably 160,000 new diagnoses. So it is clearly prevalent and preventable. Now, people get grossed out by doing the prep with the colonoscopy and the procedure, but I will tell you, I've had it myself. It isn't that bad, and I've done about 30,000 of them. It's very safe.
Yeah, but you've been prepped, okay? The prepping, to me, is worse than the actual procedure.
Well, the preps have gotten better. I mean, they're much easier than they used to be. The amount of preparation that you have to consume is much, much less. And let me just ask you this. If you're not going to do your procedure because of a prep that may be quote-unquote grotesque, and then 5 years later you find out you have colon cancer, you're going to be very angry you didn't do that stupid prep. And the prep isn't all that bad. Look, at about half of the people that need screening get screening. We're looking for other tests to do, to look at stool DNA and stool blood testing. It's just not adequate.
And what about there's now the virtual colonoscopy where you get a scan.
And the virtual colonoscopy, let me just tell you about this, and this is a frequently asked, a very good question. People ask this all the time. Why not do a virtual colonoscopy? Well, let me tell you why not to do a virtual colonoscopy. We start screening at the age of 50. You have, at a 50-year-old man or woman, the incidence of colon polyps and cancer is the same, about a 30% chance of having a polyp. So now, how are you going to get that polyp out? Suppose you do a virtual colonoscopy, by the way, which hurts a lot because they pump your colon with air, and you have a polyp, then you got to drink the whole preparation again. The prep for the virtual colonoscopy is the same as the colonoscopy.
Why do it?
Why would you do it when you can do diagnosis and therapy at the same time? aside from that, it's very painful. Number 3, there's a huge radiation exposure. And number 4, the miss rate for a polyp a centimeter or less is about 20%.
So that's that, which is amazing.
So I will tell you, most of the gastroenterologists who set policy for this procedure across the country are not getting a virtual colonoscopy. The guys who are doing the procedure, the guys and gals doing the procedure, are getting the procedure they're recommending, not the virtual. Not ready for prime time.
The sigmoidoscopy, isn't that an older technology?
Sigmoidoscopy is a very short colonoscopy, just looking at the left side of the colon. And what I tell patients is, look, if you're going to get a mammogram, you're going to do 1 or 2 breasts. It's a mammogram on 1 breast. You're missing half of the colon.
Our guest is Dr. Carey Strom. He has been featured on everything from Jay Leno, Late Night with Craig Ferguson, the news locally, and now he's reached big time. He's made Late Night Health. We're going to take a time out. Dr. Strom will hold on. We'll be back in just a couple of moments as we continue our discussion. I'm Mark Allen. Join us at latenighthealth.com, latenighthealth.com, and like us at facebook.com/latenighthealth. Don't go away. More coming up.
Hybrid light.
It's really bright, 160 lumens.
Hybrid light.
Never needs batteries.
Hybrid light.
It's a charging station that will power your cell phone.
Hybrid light.
It's ruggedized, waterproof, and it floats.
Hybrid light.
And here's a special deal just for our listeners.
Hybrid light is a solar-powered flashlight that also has a USB port on the back for that quick charge needed when AC power is just not available. Order yours today for only $39.95 at 1-800-297-8109. Mention promo code HEALTH for a free headlamp when ordering. That's 800-297-8109, promo code HEALTH. And one low price of $39.95 will get you both the hybrid light flashlight with its built-in charging station and a free headlamp, just for entering HEALTH in the promo code box. Call 1-800-297-8109. Again, 1-800-297-8109. And don't forget the promo code HEALTH. If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.